Prime Minister Tony Abbott, ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I give a very warm welcome to Prime Minister Abbott and his delegation to Singapore. The visit comes at a significant moment because this is not just our 50th year of independence, but also 50 years of bilateral relations with Australia. And the relations are worth celebrating because of how close our two countries have grown over the years. We have strong and well-established defense, trade, and people-to-people links. Our people are very close and familiar with one another. And there are many of us who live on the other side, 50,000 plus Singaporeans in Australia and more than 20,000 Australians in Singapore. And many, many Singaporeans have graduated from Australian universities. One estimate puts it at more than 100,000. We also have lots of tourists between our two countries. Every year, over 1 million visitors from Australia come to Singapore, and I think several hundred thousand go to Australia from Singapore. We are like-minded, and we share similar strategic perspectives on the region, whether it's our views on the US role in Asia, whether it's on the importance of US-China relations, whether it's on the centrality of ASEAN, or on counterterrorism. And that's why Singapore has always supported Australia's engagement in the region and Australia's contribution to regional cooperation and stability. On economic issues, we both believe in trade liberalization and an open rules-based trading system. We worked well together in many forums, APEC, which Australia played a critical role bringing to being, TPP, the RCEP, the G20, and many other multilateral organizations. Our economies complement one another, and we play to each other's strength. Singapore is a regional hub with logistics and supply chain networks. Australia is a major exporter of natural resources and mineral products and agricultural products. But beyond the interests, there's also a special warmth in the relationship because of our temperaments, of our national ethos, because of our preference to be direct and straight and candid and to the point and informal. And that applies whether between our politicians, our institutions, and our peoples. And so, with our strategic convergence and our many complementarities, it is not surprising that there are many ways we can work more closely together. Therefore, I'm very glad that today we have taken one step forward, one important step forward with a comprehensive strategic partnership that Prime Minister Abbott and I have just signed. I'd like to thank Mr. Abbott for his very strong support, because without his initiating this and pushing this and bringing it through, the CSP may not have materialized. He saw the potential for bringing our two countries together early on. He raised it when we first met in 2012, and I shared his vision and strongly supported it. And over the past year, our officials have worked hard to make this a reality. So I'd like to thank all the officials who have been involved for working very hard, even up to the last few days, to make this happen. The CSP will take our relations to a new level. It's a transformational agreement. It provides a bold vision and a clear roadmap for closer relations in the field of trade, investment, foreign policy, defense and security, education and cultural cooperation, and people-to-people links. On economics, we aim to work towards further integrating our two economies, and we are going to, as a first step, review the existing Singapore-Australia Free Trade Agreement by next July to make it more business-friendly. And we will also facilitate opportunities for Singaporean businesses to establish a foothold in Northern Australia, which is resource-rich and has many potentials for development. We've just signed an MOU on standards and cooperation, which will reduce regulatory barriers and streamline standards. On foreign affairs, defense, and security, I look forward to working together to address common strategic challenges. We will have annual leaders' meetings alternating between Australia and Singapore, and we will strengthen our defense relationship further. Today, Australia very generously hosts military training by our Army and Air Force in various bases in Australia. And we will conclude a defense cooperation agreement by July next year, which will, for example, increase Singapore's access to military training areas in Australia. We will also expand our cooperation on transnational challenges, issues like money laundering, organized crime, cybercrime, drug trafficking, and terrorism. And that's why I'm very pleased that just now we signed an MOU on combating terrorism. Finally, we will enhance our people-to-people ties. We've signed the MOU on arts and culture cooperation, which will facilitate more exchanges between our artists and collaboration between our heritage institutions. Australia has a very vibrant art scene with excellent cultural institutions and museums, as well as a strong community arts program. And Singaporeans have had the benefit of seeing and experiencing Australian art in our heartlands as part of Australia's 50 Bridges program, which the High Commissioner has been promoting. So the comprehensive strategic partnership marks an exciting new chapter for us and sets the course for our relationship for the future. We've agreed between the two Prime Ministers for us each to appoint a minister to oversee the implementation of the CSP, make sure that the roadmap is followed through over the next 12 months, and to report back particularly on the two immediate and priority goals, which are to review the SAF Singapore-Australia Free Trade Agreement and conclude the defense cooperation agreements by July next year. So I'd like to thank Prime Minister Abbott for visiting us, for his leadership in the CSP. I hope we have given him an interesting and a fruitful journey, both in terms of substance, as well as seeing a little bit of Singapore, whether on foot, on bicycle, or in our gardens.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tony.